Welcome to Cathy Chat. I am so excited for you to meet one of my new friends, Elain Finley. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Happy to be
For
here.
anyone who might not know you yet, tell us about you. Where are you from? Where do you live now? And what do you do?
I was born in Japan, but I was raised in the beautiful San Diego, California, and I'm a mom of three boys. I have a couple of business degrees and, have had a fun time going through the corporate world now. I'm an entrepreneur, and I help people make money fun again. Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't love to talk about money, right? So tell us a little bit about you. You said you were born in Japan. So what was that like? How long did you live there?
Yes. I'm sorry, I kind of lost.
No, that's all right. That's okay. And you said you have three
Okay.
boys. What are their ages?
19, 17, and 13.
Oh my gosh. So you've got quite a full life right now, don't you?
Yeah, and an adjustment with the online school, but it's been fun. I have two of them in online school, and then my oldest was actually able to do the drive-through graduation last year, so that was a lot of fun.
Well, and it sounds like you made the most of the time, even though it was quite an adjustment. What is a drive-through
Yeah,
graduation actually like for the mom?
it wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be all funky, but what they did was they took pictures of the kids, and then they blew them up so that they had chairs in the audience, and then they put all the students' faces in the chairs so it looked like they had an audience when they were walking across the stage. It was kind of fun. they
Well,
they
that
made it
does
fun.
sound
The school
like fun.
actually made it fun. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been so much adjustment for everyone with COVID, with the pandemic, with the lockdown. What has that
Mhm.
done as far as your business is concerned?
It actually hasn't affected our business. We actually have grown quite a bit, and because you kind of think about it, good times people want to make money, bad times people want to protect their money, and so it been that big of an adjustment, more adjustment of going from being able to talk to someone face to face to a Zoom style, you know, interface. Did I lose
With
you again?
No, I hope not. With your personality, though, I would imagine that your
Okay.
in-person meetings are so fun.
Oh yeah, we have I like to smile a lot, and I think it kind of puts people at ease because I don't
Well, of course, it's all
generally
about
judge, because I want people to understand that money's a,
it's a very personal thing,
it can be a
certainly.
fun thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think it would have to be fun all, on top of that, and to have someone like you in our corner is very fun. And I was thinking back to actually the first time we met. Do you remember that? You must do a lot of networking, and I know that you network a lot in your business and certainly in your location. And the first time we met, was actually,
Again.
do you remember? It was the first time we met called HNP, which is Happy Neighborhood Project.
I think my internet went out. There I am.
Uh-oh. There you are. Good job. I'm glad your internet's back on. I was just sharing with everyone the first time that we met, Happy Neighborhood Project.
Yes.
And that's fantastic. Is that where you do most of your networking now, is online?
Yes. I do
Awesome.
a couple of other networking groups, the Lunch Club, and what else is there? Bumble Biz and Shaper. So that's been fun, getting to know people, and I like to build the relationship before, trying to figure out a fit for our company.
It seems like you have never met a
able to work
stranger.
with a person and like them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it really does. It seems like you have never met a stranger.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah, that's awesome. What does your life look like
I
now?
think that's
as far as that, I love that piece. Daily life. When we had our chat earlier, you were talking a little bit about what your life looks like, just a day in the life of Elain Finley. What does that look like?
What is it? What does my life look like now, as far as being in the
daily life? Is yes. Chat earlier. You were talking a little bit.
Either maybe take a little mini nap and then get the rest of the day started. I usually have some sort of leadership in the morning, and then reading a book, doing the networking, connecting with people, and just having fun, enjoying, and then obviously taking care of my children and the dog. So.
Yes. We were also talking earlier about weather, and those of us in the Midwest / Kansas City have been in freezing temps for a couple weeks. Being in California must be absolutely fantastic for your boys and certainly for you. How often do you get to the beach?
The beach is probably about an hour and a half, depending on which one we go to. We normally do it more towards the summertime because it can get a little funky during the weird, transition times. But I love going out to the beach. I just hate the sand, but I love going to the beach.
Yes, it probably gives you a chance to rejuvenate and refresh, right?
Yes, yep. And I do actually have a little tip for people that go to the beach and have a hard time getting the sand off of them. Take baby powder with you. Take baby powder with you.
Wow.
Once you put it on your skin, you literally can just brush all the sand off. It is amazing.
That is a great tip. I love that. Yeah. I, of course, am intrigued since my company is headquartered in Osaka, Japan. You were actually born there. How often do you get to go back?
Oh, it's been a few years now. I recently lost my mom, so I'm actually trying to get back there because I want to take her ashes back to where her parents are buried, which is in Kyoto. But
oh, wow.
Hopefully we can get out there. Yeah, hopefully we can get out there in the next year or two because I feel like I'm kind of not disrespecting my mom, but it's like I feel like she might be a little bit restless that I want to get her back there, because that's where she really wanted to be buried. So. Yeah.
And that's beautiful. And I'm sure that she knows that you honor that. And to be able to have closure in that regard would be magnificent. So I look forward for all of us to have the travel bans lifted and all of the quarantine things and lockdowns for different countries. So I'm sure that you'll get to do that actually in the next couple of years. Before we leave today, Elain, I would love for our people to know one thing about you that we haven't talked about yet that you'd actually love to share.
Gosh. Well, I'll talk a little bit about a more personal, a little bit more vulnerable story. I lost my mom last year on January 5th. And with everything that's going on in the country, one of the things that my mom and I had put in place for her was something called a final expense policy. So basically, I made one phone call and everything else was taken care of. I didn't have to worry about calling a funeral home. I didn't have to do the death certificate registration or anything like that. All of that was already taken care of for me. And it took a lot of stress off because then I could spend the time, being with my kids and, and just being able to, mourn her loss, So one of the things that, regardless of what's going on in life and what we're going through with the COVID thing, look for something that'll enable you to do that, because it was a very simple thing, and it made my life and my children's life less stressful in that time of loss. And I'm actually very grateful. I mean, I'm, sad that she left, but I'm so grateful she didn't have to go through what we're going through, because what she had was a little bit of dementia. Not sure if she had cancer or anything like that, but she was not a happy camper, but she left peacefully. So I'm very grateful for it. And anything, with money wise, just make sure whomever it is that is, you designate for taking care of your, finances, your medical, all of that you have a specific person that gets notified, because it takes a lot of stress off of the family, and they can mourn, and they can, make sure that they are taken care of and protected.
That is honestly the message, because it's one that nobody wants to talk about.
Mhm.
But if you're the one to literally hold our hands through these things, these experiences, that is just a beautiful thing, because you've lived it.
Yep. Yeah. And I swear it was like the best thing ever. The best thing ever. I didn't have to do anything. The service that we had, they called 3 funeral homes for me, and then they called me back and said, here's these prices, here's the process, blah, blah, blah. I picked one, made the phone call, and I was done. Didn't have to do anything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And that's what so many people have mentioned, that they dread, because they don't know how to this, or they don't know how to that. And the person doesn't want to talk about it. And hopefully by having everything prepared, it really does make a difference for those that we leave behind.
It does. It really, really does. That, whether you contact me for financial information and education, because we do it from a standpoint of education, or you go talk to someone, first of all, make sure that they're licensed, make sure that they have some sort of education in it. And then second, just have a good relationship with them, because that financial person is hopefully going to be with you from day one until the day of your, leaving the planet. So, create a great relationship with them, because they kind of become family, because there's things that happen in your life. You're like, hey, did I have this? Do I have that? Is this in place? And so, and then, hopefully they make the money aspect of things fun and, not so taboo or scary,
Now, you mentioned before about education. You have about workshops and things that you have. Are those public, as then you could announce them here so people join in?
Yes and no. It just depends. We are very strict on compliance and making sure that we don't say or do anything that, that goes against, saying certain terms and things, because we don't want people to get a false, conception of what we do. But if anybody's interested in what we do, please email me. I'd love to talk. I love talking about, this stuff. I love educating. I have so much fun doing it. And, and it's planting a seed, make an informed decision about your finances.
Yeah, and I can tell by your effervescent personality, you really do love what you do.
I do. I love what I do. I love it. I have so much fun doing it.
That is awesome. Now, before we leave today, and I so appreciate your time so that we could actually get to know each other a little better, why don't you give our listeners your email address and the best way to contact you?
Okay, my email is Elain, ELAIN, RFM, so ElainRFM @gmail.com. And I would give you my phone number, but I don't want it out there.
No, that's
So
okay.
that's the best way to get in contact with me. My Facebook is Elain Finley. You can messenger me on there as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have a LinkedIn, Elain Finley, as well. So
And
I know there's some numbers.
Absolutely. And just for our listeners who don't have privy to the banner running across our screen, it's Elain Finley, ELAIN, capital F as in Frank, INLEY. And Elaine's email is ElainRFM@gmail.com. So be sure and connect with this lady to find out why she can make final expenses and even day-to-day living so fun and actually so comforting, so that we don't have any surprises at the end, shall we say.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That is awesome.
Can I give one last
Absolutely,
little? Okay. So we were all kind of taught that in high school, this thing, Albert Einstein kind of calls it the eighth wonder of the world, but look up the rule of 72 because that talks about compounding money. So if you have a savings account or if you're getting a certain amount of return, look that up because that'll tell you how quickly you can double your money.
Wow, the law of 72. That's fantastic.
Rule of 72. Rule of 72.
Rule of 72. Yeah. I actually have had that in my life forever, and it's amazing. And I've witnessed it myself. It does work. It's true.
Yep. Take advantage of compounding somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Even in this environment, that makes it super awesome and super fun because then we can actually learn from professionals just like you. Well, thank you so much, honestly, for being on Cathy Chat today. And thank you for those who are listening. And we look forward to our next Cathy Chat. Connect with Elaine, and we hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Cathy. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. Bye for now.
Bye.